All right, students, we got a little noise, so we took a pause, but that's perfect to let you focus on one part of the song before you move on. That's a great practice tip in general. Don't let yourself just play through the song. But let's look at the second line now, starting here. Before we play it, we want to compare it to the line above. You are going to find a lot of your songs have patterns and repeat in similar ways. So if we use this to only look at the first measure, well, we're going to see both of them start on C when you're in the second line or when you're on the first line, and they stay on C in both cases. They also both immediately switch to the left hand and start with finger 2, then down to 4, exactly the same. And following that, their second measure from the first bar line to the second bar line is also exactly the same to one another. Now, a quick note. At the beginning of class, we mentioned how in the musical alphabet, after G, you jump all the way up to A. We just don't need the rest of the alphabet in music. So that's why when we're playing it, I'll show you on the piano, we play G with finger 3, and then finger 2 goes to A, one letter note away. So we already know these first two measures of the song because we learned them when we were on the first line. What about the third and fourth lines? Okay, once again, finger 3 on G, just like we ended with before with the knocks. And after doing it 2 times, we go up to finger 2. This is exactly like the first line of music. You've already learned this. The only difference in this second line of music is where you finish. In the first line, you finish with finger 2, which is nice because you have finger 2, 2, and then your left hand 2. But on the second line of music, you have your finger 2, 2, but then finger 4, your ring finger has to go. And you still have that quarter rest. So you don't think the song's over until you're done with it. And if you're on the repeat, you make sure to rest for the quarter before you go to C. So let's hear just the third and fourth measure with that different F at the end. I'm going to use my finger 3 and my finger 2 before I use my finger 4. Let's go down and check that out. Zooming out just a little bit for you guys. Here I am with my 2 black keys, and I found C below it. I'm still using finger 2 for it, which is unusual for us. I found my 3 black keys with F below it, and I'm using my finger 1, 2, 3, 4, my ring finger. All right, and we're starting at the third measure, so it's my finger 3 that's going to begin right after the knock, knock, and the quarter rest. 3, 3 to my right hand finger 2. And now it's my finger 4 that's going to finish the song. Rest. So again, that's starting right here on my G. We're going to do that one more time so we can hear how it's different. I have my 3 black keys for F, my 2 black keys for C, and I know it's finger 3 that's starting. 1, 2, 3. Rest and repeat back to finger 2 if I'm supposed to. Now, if I wanted to do the whole second line, I know the first 2 parts, the first 2 measures, and indeed the third measure, all going to sound the same and look the same. Here's my C, and now it's 2, 4, 3. Now we're on that third measure where we start with the same note we ended with, finger 3 on G. And it's the end, so finger 4. Rest. Now let's start from the beginning, paying careful attention how when I go from finger 2 and then finger 4 on F and finger 3 on G, A would just be one away because in the musical alphabet, after G, we go to A. We also want to pay attention to how we get to end this first line with finger 2. So you're going to hear versus at the very end, you're going to hear with finger 4 at the end. goes, right from the beginning. Rest. Finger 2. Repeat it basically with the second line. Rest. Here's the last and second to last measure. 2, 2, but 4 now. And it's a repeat. Finger 2. Now we're on the second line. And it's the last one, so 4. And we already did the repeat, so we're done. If there's any part of that song that you weren't following on, go ahead and rewind the video to that part of it. Pause it after you listen, play it. If you're feeling more confident on the song, try to play through the whole thing without looking at the music. There's only one difference to remember, so you really only have to memorize one line. Great work, and I hope that you were practicing plenty.